Gaming and musical comedy, yeah buddy! Hey everybody and welcome to this special tutorial episode of WWE Supercard, yeah buddy! Yeah buddy, and today we're going to just talk about four big ways, at least four big ways, of how the heck do you token a Wrestlemania 34 and up card, alright? This is going to be used for every tier that is that has these 5 tokens, because we've had the 3 tokens since the beginning of Season 2, and now we have extra stuff, alright? There's 4 ways, I think, that will be, that they will be procced in, and I think that this is in the order of what I think will be most likely to least likely to happen. The first way is just the 2 proc stats, and then the next best one with 3, and then the next best one with 2. Because what will happen with there is, every time you have these tokens, alright, and right here, his next best is power, and people are commenting on that I got a Shawn Michaels. This would be the next best thing. Because if you have at least 1 in the proc, or 1 in the token of the stat, you're going to have much higher stats than if you don't, and that will outweigh, when you get to pros and stuff, it will outweigh the benefits of a 2-stat manager very, very most likely, okay? And you will probably find it that you can beat certain cards that you probably wouldn't have been able to beat if you do it in certain ways. Now, that is what I call the stats 3-2, the 2 proc stats, and then 3, and then a 2, depending on what it is, because you're boosting everything in the stats. Alright, the next one is something that other people might like, some people might not, and this is what I call the balanced meal, okay, or the nutritious breakfast. It's 3 to everything, okay? You know, everything gets 3, everything gets a boost. This is probably one of the more popular ways, I could assume, because you'll still get you'll beat people with a proc in speed and charisma. You'll tend to beat people or tie people with the power if people are using that first way, and you'll definitely beat people in the toughness. You know, this is, if you look at this, it's who knows? You know, there's going to be so many ways to use these that it'll be interesting. And as the tiers progress and we get different cards with different abilities, you can totally rebuild them in a totally different way. Totally, all right, because having 5 really changes a lot. All right, the next one is the opposite stats. All right, and for what this is just, this is more of a chaotic thing, but you put 5 in this one, and then 4 in the second one with no procs. You still put 3 in both of your proc stats. This basically, if I were to do this, which I'm not, you know, it basically makes your best stat. Let's see, 2360, that would be 70, 127. Oh, this has actually got a 3rd proc in it. All right, well, it's hard for me to say because 2 of them have 3 procs in it. But it will make it almost better. Let's see here. It will make it better than the actual biggest stat this way, and that's actually the smallest stat, because with the 5, you can actually do that. All right, so that's basically what I call Appa stat. You know, and this was basically like putting everything outside of the stats, which some people did in Season 2 and 3. And then the other one is, I like to call the Apocalypse, because you basically put 5 in everything, the 2 stats, and then you put 5 in the proc, and that's just basically, you are totally just worrying about the main stat as a card. This would be used primarily in a, like your war deck, or if there's a PCC deck, because your deck would be set up based on, you'll have 4 cards eventually. You know that you're going to keep getting these heroics, you know that you're going to keep getting the other stuff, you'll know that you'll be able to beat certain cards based on the best stat that there is. This is what I did at the beginning of Season 3 with, or this, not Season 3, what you call it there? Season 3 Wrestlemania 33 tier with Brock Lesnar and the other stuff. The procs beat a lot of people a lot of the times. However, if they were off stat, they would usually get beat because unless I had a good manager, which I did at the time. So that is just, you know, you gain some, you lose some. That's more for war and PvP decks, or just straight, you know, grinding for that sort of stuff. It might work a little bit in Road to Glory. Not too bad in the you know, ring domination, but this is primarily what I would think would be for a you know, a war type of thing or a wild type of thing. But those are the 4 ways that I see being most procced. What do you think you're going to do? Also, there's you could just put like 4444 4443. You can do that's another, you know, 4443. You can also do 3 4 and put 1 in there. There's all sorts of other things you can do. There's, if you think about it, with 3 as a maximum, okay, the limits that you have are much you have much smaller limit than with 5. Okay, the permutations are just way higher. Okay, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of different combinations that you could put. Well, at least hundreds. You know, the other one, there's not that many. Maybe there's not 100. I don't know. I'm not doing the math. But anyways, that is the 4 ways I think that you might see people proc these cards. I know I'm leaning towards probably the stats 3-2 or the balance 3. It really depends, because let's just take a look at a procs. You know, the proc is higher than the actual stat itself. Apocalypse could work, but it's going to be interesting. And now we're waiting on the network. That's nice. But anyways, that is all I have for today in this tutorial. Remember, this is for anything above Wrestlemania 34 and above tiers, Season 4, and if there's not a reset in Season 5 or something like that, or Season 6, who knows how long this video will, you know, actually be factual. But anyways, that is it, and I hope that you are having fun with the game. I'm sure I am, unless you had to poop that day. I'm just kidding. I love you long time. Blink, 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 bye, bye, bye. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Enjoy. Click here to subscribe. Thank you if you already did.